Hello everybody, good afternoon, good evening and welcome to That's Football as we are live for another watch along and it's Aston Villa against Chelsea. A very intriguing game in the race for top four, and I've got to say it feels to me like a lot of these teams don't want Champions League football. Bournemouth losing to Wolves, Fulham losing to Crystal Palace. Arsenal, well, they will get Champions League. They won't be winning a title. They've lost to West Ham at home. Some really shocking results today, to be honest with you. And could we get another one here? Aston Villa are currently in 10th with 39 points. Chelsea have got 43 points. Aston Villa have played a game more as well. So you would feel that if Chelsea could avoid defeat here today, or even win, they'd basically end Aston Villa's hopes. Aston Villa have got to win today. Absolutely no doubt about that. We're sponsored by Sleeper. I'll talk to you in a moment about that. But let's get the team news up because we are getting very close to kick-off here. We're only a couple of minutes away. And as you can see, there is no Marcus Rashford in the team today. I'd say that. I mean, look, I'm not a Villa fan. But I'd say that's probably a little bit to do with fitness. Really, played a lot of time on Wednesday night against the Liverpool, and yeah, maybe that's what it's all about. Because I would say that he did all right in that game, but Villa are going with a front three of Rodgers, Asensio, and no, that was the Liverpool game. I'm looking at the wrong one. Today, Villa lineups. Villa lineup, please. Watkins ahead of Ramsey, Rodgers and Asensio. So that's the way they're going for it today. I mean, look, they've got options. I actually feel that... I think that Mallon's been rather unlucky when it comes to game time at Villa, because I thought he played quite well in his first game. And then he just seems to be out on the edge a little bit. But yeah, no place for Mallon. He's on the bench with Rashford as well. Yeah, Rashford on the bench, Mallon on the bench, Garcia's back on the bench, Digne on the bench. So a little bit of rotation there because Maatsen starting, Mings, Concert, Maatsen, Cash, Tielemans, McGinn and Ramsey, Rodgers, Asensio and Watkins. Villa need to win. Of that, there is no doubt. Chelsea, Jorgensen, Colwill, Chalobah, Reece James, Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez, Casido, and Gusto, and then Neto, and Nkunku, and Palmer. Maybe Jadon Sancho and Rashford could wave at each other instead of Instagram. They could talk about freedom from the bench at Chelsea and Aston Villa. Maybe put Braveheart on at the same time. We're up and running. We're up and running here. Yeah. It's the Disasi Derby, says GTS. Yeah, well, this is what freedom buys you, isn't it? A bench at Villa and Chelsea, but, you know, there we go. I mean, to be honest with you, I was a bit disappointed with United early on, and we'll talk about whether it should have been a penalty, because there is a poll going at the moment. Yeah, I think it's rather interesting, actually, that it's not a bad result for Man United against Everton, considering the results that everybody else have had today. Tottenham with a massive win against... Ipswich as well, 4-1. Maddison scored again, didn't get any assists. Brennan Johnson, 2 assists. Spence, Kulusevski. Son got 2, Maddison got 1, and Scarlett got 1. Yeah, games Ipswich need to win that they didn't win. That needs to get added to the list there, really. Good start to this game. Right, let me just talk to you about Sleeper. Hopefully there won't be a goal while I'm talking about this. Fantastic, exciting app we're working with. It's the fastest growing fantasy sports app in the world. Sleeper has been making waves this season. It was even the top downloaded sports app in the US for the NFL season launch, overtaking giants like ESPN and Yahoo. That tells you just how popular it's become and how usable it is. And with millions of fans using it daily to get their sports fix, it's easy to see why. Sleeper is renowned for offering the best fantasy experience with deeper features and more customization options than anywhere else. Sleeper's home feed gives you the ability to follow games as events unfold with breaking news, live updates personalized to your team and all the stats, reaction and emotion from football around the world. Track form, injuries and individual player performance as soon as you open the app, plus share your opinion with others around the world in chat with other fans. So it really is a fantastic app if you're into your football and you want more data and more interaction. Tons of football videos to watch each week as well, plus the fantastic features you already know and love with Sleeper's Fantasy Draft and their prediction games too. You're in control of what you see, what you watch and what you play, and it's all free. Sounds good? Get involved with Sleeper now. Hit the link in the description or scan the QR code to sign up and get involved. We'll see you there. Absolutely fantastic. Check that out. Also, you can play along with the fantasy experience as well. Look, it's genuine football conversation and chat, but it also has a fantasy element which is deeper than anything you've seen before. Check it out for free with Sleeper. Links in the description or scan that QR code. Thank you very much to them. And we'll be doing more with them throughout the season. Thank you very much. Evan Cast says, Brennan Johnson and Lily Phillips dating rumours. Well, if he is dating her, I mean, he'll have to share her with a lot of other people because she's got ambitions. She's an ambitious person, apparently. Anyway, good start to this game. High tempo, which is what we want to see. Villa need to win. Chelsea, well, it would be a very significant win for Chelsea. Is it a bit of a boring title race, Mark? Says King Truth. Well, I've done my video on Arsenal. I'm not surprised. I knew they were going to drop points, silly points, at some point. I didn't expect it to happen so soon. I think you go to Leicester and fight really hard, and then at home to West Ham, you don't score and you lose. But that's pretty much why Arsenal won't win the league this season, because they are dropping points. Silly points, isn't it? I mean, Liverpool won't be feeling the pressure. Oh, it should have been 1-0 to Chelsea there. Edge of the box, cross into Neto. And then took a touch when he could have had a shot, really. But a good quick start to this game. Just on the poll, by the way, been on the United stand at lunchtime for Everton against Manchester United. Weird game, finished 2-2. Last sort of minute of the game, penalty given by the referee. And then gets overruled by VAR. I mean, I can't think, actually, there's a question for you. I can't actually think of a situation where we've had VAR, a referee give a penalty or whatever, and then VAR has asked them to look at it and they haven't changed their mind. I actually thought today, for a moment, I thought he was going to do that, but he didn't. And I think they got to the right result in the end. But a lot of people, 46% of you saying it was a penalty, 54% saying it wasn't. I think, as I said, after the game, after the match reaction I'd done, and sort of in the light of day, if that had happened to United, I'd want a penalty, 100%. It's one of those where I have got no issue with Everton fans. Of course you want a penalty, but logically it's not a penalty. When was the last time we saw a penalty for a shirt tug anyway? I'd say 99% of the time it's not given as a penalty. So I understand why people want it to be given, but statistically they don't get given anyway. So they just don't get given. And also, I think the most important thing to say about that is that when you watch it back, De Ligt pulls him back more than Maguire does. But the De Ligt pull, he doesn't do anything about. And then the Maguire pull, he dives like Superman. So I think if you're going to be frustrated with anybody, be frustrated with Ashley Young. Because if you're going to dive, he should have dived on the De Ligt one. Because I think VAR would have stood by it. Because De Ligt does get a good tug on him. But Maguire barely touches him. And he sort of goes, I'll ignore that one and I'll dive off this one. And that's why you didn't get the penalty. If he'd have dived off the De Ligt one, I think he would have got it. But the Maguire one, there wasn't any touch there. So it's a clear dive. We've got an injury here to Chalobah, actually. It's not looking good here. Looks like he might be coming off. Early change for Chelsea. Hi from Dublin, says Darren. Hi, mates. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget, if you want to get to our Dublin show in the March international break, still got some tickets left. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic show. I think we've got Danny from The Script coming on. Hopefully he's going to do a few songs for us. Scan the QR code there. Lovely to see you. March the 19th, right in the middle of Dublin. Lovely stuff. Yeah, Chalobah looks like he's coming off here. I don't know what he's done. Hip, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, he's in pain. He's suffering. Stig says, Arsenal had the opportunity to reduce the points to 5 the day before Liverpool play against City and can lose. But no, Bottling FC does it again. I think the frustration... Look, I think I've said for a long time that Liverpool are going to win this league. I actually had somebody in our chats on Wednesday taking a pop at me for saying the title's been over for ages. But that's my opinion. And I'm not going to sit here and say I told you so. But I told you so. Arsenal haven't got the goal power to put pressure on Liverpool. And exactly, if you're going to bottle it, wait a few weeks. Don't do it the game before Man City where you could actually put some pressure on Liverpool. That's the annoying thing. I think Arsenal fans knew that they wouldn't be able to track Liverpool down eventually. But you'd expect just to find a way to beat West Ham at the Emirates. And to not do it, it's just... They just haven't got any firepower. Here's Neto. Past Maatsen. Into the box. Pure pace. What a goal. What a goal. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant by Neto. Back of the Neto. He doesn't score the goal. Enzo does. But I tell you what, Neto wanted Maatsen on toast and he got it for dinner on a Saturday night. Absolutely brilliant wing play. Classic wing play by Neto. And that is 1-0 to Chelsea. Absolutely fantastic. Give him some credit. The lad deserves it. I mean, it's just brilliant. I love this. I mean, look, there's nothing about wing play that will never excite me. I love it. Picks it up on the far side. Stands Maatsen up. See you later. I'll do you for pace. I'm going to the byline. Here we go. Cross. Back of the net. And it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love it. It doesn't matter if it's an Arsenal player, a Liverpool player, a Real Madrid player. I don't care. I just love wing play. Is there anything better than wing play done properly? And that's Neto there. And that's what he's all about. Brilliant. 1-0 to Chelsea. Game on. Game on. Suyesh, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. How far Amrin would with Sporting in the Champions League, says Chris Rubio. I don't know, mate. I think they fell off a little bit since he's gone, hasn't he? Thank you, Stig, for your super chat. Sully says, if you were doing GQ's 10 essential everyday items, what would you include on it? Says Sully. 10? I can't give you 10. I mean, I've got a few of them here. I've got my Nivea for the lips. I do a lot of talking, so no one likes dry lips. What else? I've got me... I do a lot of screen work, so I've got me eye drops. Yeah, I don't know beyond that. Brennan Johnson, I've done that one. I can't believe Bowen and Kudos are still hammers, says Saf. Suyesh, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. So 1-0 to Chelsea here. They've had a bad run, but as you can see, as it stands, Chelsea would be 4th place. And this is what I say to like Rory the Tory and all these Chelsea fans that have a right old go at... sorry, I can call him that. He knows me. I don't get the meltdown from Chelsea fans. I just don't get it. It's just really spoilt behaviour. You were crap last season and you're now in the top 4 race. Look at us and Spurs. That's failing. All you need is a striker and you'll be in a bloody title race next year. I mean, you were in a title race at Christmas. So I think the evolution of Chelsea, I'd be more than comfortable with it. I understand the desire to always be better, the standards to be at the very best. And Chelsea have had high standards in the last 2 decades. But those days are gone. Abramovich is gone. You don't have a Mourinho anymore. You're trying to build a new era in the top. And I can sort of see what they're doing. An immense amount of young talent. And maybe Maresca won't be the guy. He might be the guy before the guy. But I certainly think if you can establish yourself back in the Champions League. I mean, you're playing in that Club World Cup in the summer. That's 50 million quid. Rub says, no worries. We will bottle in the second half. Would you go for Son if Spurs decide to tell him, says Hector? I don't know. I think at his age, it's one of those. I think Son becomes a bit of a... It'd be good for Man City. For Man City, they can afford just to go, you know what, we don't mind only getting a year or two out of you. But I think if you're a Chelsea or a United, you want something a little bit more long term, don't you? Because there'll be another Son, there'll be another Salah. It's about finding those players. Chelsea are dominating Villa here. I mean, Villa have been really poor. Ooh, mate, that looked really bad by Matty Cash. That did look bad. I don't know whether he's still down in Kunku. Enzo Fernandez. They're just doing some side-to-side passes because they're waiting for him to get up. No, he's up now. A few people saying red. New manager getting them into a top 4 race in first season. Chelsea fans need to do better. Pampered by the changes in the past, says Cinema Drunk. I think it's a good point. Villa are a good side as well. But I haven't watched Chelsea for a few weeks. And I know they've had some disappointing results, but... And obviously losing Nicholas Jackson's a bit of a problem. Scoring goals, isn't it? Chelsea's problem has been scoring goals. Villa's problem has been scoring goals. Arsenal's problem is scoring goals. But I did say it about Villa. Their biggest thing is, I love the ambition of the January transfer window. But you can have too much ambition. And I feel like it's all right if you've got a pre-season, but he's got all these players. And they have got a lot of games, but Rashford and Malen are on the bench. And he's got to figure out quickly what his best attack is. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. It's going to be it's a hard game for Villa already. You can see they're really struggling to play through this Villa system. Sorry, Chelsea system. They're struggling to play through it because Chelsea really do swamp the middle. Look at that. Just picking it up again. Here's Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Man City Liverpool tomorrow. I think Liverpool can probably go into it a little bit more relaxed. I mean, they won't want to lose, but a point's not a bad result there now. Matthew Lund says, the anger is about our tickets being sold abroad. The signings are questionable, most of who will never play for the first team, and sending our best goalkeeper on loan, sacking Tuchel, personal for me, and the mentality all adds up. Yeah, I mean, look, no one's going to say that you're not entitled to an opinion, Matthew, but I just think when you look at the Premier League and you look at what Todd Bowley's done and you compare it to what other clubs have done, I mean, he's Santa Claus compared to Ineos and the Glazers. I don't think there's any such thing as a perfect owner. I think you should always be holding your owners accountable, whether you're top of the league or bottom. But I'm talking about the footballing side. I don't really take a lot of notice of the way the club is run. But I think the footballing progression is very, very clear to see. And I think there are certain Chelsea fans out there that just like to moan. As there are with some Arsenal fans as well. Some Arsenal fans just will not stop with the Arteta thing because they wanted him out a few years ago. Howder says, I had a visit from some relatives and had a really good dinner. I think you would have loved it. I did not see the Arsenal result before it was ended. Was the red card okay? This is the 5th this season. Definitely a red card for me on Lewis Skelly. He's got caught on the ball on the halfway line. He's tried to react to his mistake and he's basically taken the West Ham player down who would have been in one-on-one even though it was from the halfway line. So, yeah, I think you'd feel hard done by if you were a West Ham fan and that didn't get given as a red. So, yeah, straight red. Nice ball over the top here. Keeper's going to get hold of that, though. Liam says, is anyone a rugby fan? Loudpack is laughing that Rashford can't even start at Villa. I think, to be fair, he hasn't played for Manchester United in basically, trying to think, his last start would have been maybe mid-December. And then he comes to Villa at the end of January. So he hasn't played for about 6 or 7 weeks. And he started the game. That should be 2. Oh, they're queuing up here. Lovely cross into the box. And Enzo again from a Cole Palmer cross. I mean, who in the Villa midfield is picking up Enzo Fernandez? It's incredible. He's just wandering from the midfield into the box every time. Could and should have been 2-0. So, yeah, I think with Rashford starting, came on in the second half. Oh, here we go, Villa. 3v2. This has got to be a chance. Asensio, where are you going? Into Watkins. He's got to get it off. Good save with the feet by Chelsea's goalkeeper, who I forget his name. McGinn gives it into Ramsey. He's in the box. And Gusto will clear it. Only as far as McGinn. Better from Villa. Keel says, should United park the bus till the summer? Not with our defence. No idea why Reece is playing centre midfield. This isn't pre-season, says the Craig Bro. I think it's just good to see him fit, isn't it? I mean, he's stayed fit for quite a considerable period of time now, hasn't he? Good play by Villa again. Ramsey, cut back. Rodgers, not strong enough. Oh, here he goes. Neto, down that right wing again. He's quick. He's given a foul on Enzo Fernandez. What? You don't normally see those. Michael Oliver. I know, I'd like to see why that's a foul, because Chelsea got a good breakaway here. And Michael Oliver gives a foul on Enzo. Oh, I don't even get a replay. What a surprise. So a weird foul off the ball by Enzo Fernandez on McGinn. When Chelsea are on the break, we don't even get a replay of it. Thanks for your super chat, Keel. And the Craig Bro. Yeah, some really interesting games today in the Prem. My win, lose or draw score, I think is 0. I know I got United wrong. I know I got Brentford, Leicester wrong. I got Fulham wrong. I got Arsenal wrong. Goal! Watkins! No, blocked. Had 2 chances. Good defending by Chelsea. Corner to Villa. Better from Villa. Might have been an offside anyway. Don't know why that ended up being a goal kick. If you could choose one player to join United, who would it be? Says Jay No Balls. One player for Man United. I mean, I don't think one player solves our problem, so I'd just go for entertainment and get someone like Vinicius Jr. Good evening, Mark. Cunha keeping Wolves in the Prem on his farewell tour and at 60 million release clause. Some club is going to get an absolute bargain, says Matthew Paul. Mings has gone down injured here. Let's just see. Neto. Might be getting booked. Yeah, he's going to book him. Let's have a look. Probably a yellow. Yeah, I think that win for Wolves today probably keeps you up, to be fair. He's not booked him? No, he hasn't booked him. I mean, Leicester can't find a win. Ipswich can't find a win, although they are playing Man United on Wednesday. Yeah, Leicester can't find a win. Ipswich can't find a win. Southampton are terrible. So one player, yeah, I've done that one from Jay Nobles. Thank you. Somebody did ask me this in the live chat, so I'm just going to put it up as a poll because that's what it's, you know, democracy is what it's all about. Come on, there we go. I will do it in a minute. Villa done better over the last 10 minutes. Couple of half chances for Watkins. Was it a red for Lewis Skelly? I'm not going to say anything. Was it a red for Lewis Skelly? Yes or no? Thanks everyone's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Umzi says, Liverpool winning the Premier League is so bad for United. You know what, mate? It is annoying. They are our biggest rival, but to be honest with you, I don't think it's the worst thing happening to United at the moment. I really think we've got far bigger issues than our biggest rival winning the Premier League because we're nowhere near winning a Premier League. I've said this before. I'm tired of relying on other people. Of course, I'd love Arsenal to win the league and not Liverpool to win the league. But I'm tired of the last 10 years looking at it and going, who can stop them doing that for us? It's such a... I don't want to be Spurs, you know? I think what Spurs did last year was so embarrassing. Like losing to Man City and cheering Man City beating them just to stop Arsenal is just so embarrassing. And I think Spurs fans are waking up to that and starting to blame their ownership because it's embarrassing when you're helping other people or hoping for other people to stop your rivals winning. I don't want to be that. I think if Liverpool win the league because they're the best team in the league, then they deserve it. And as much as I'd want Arsenal to stop them, a large part of me looks at it now and goes, how many more years are we going to do that then? 10 years of wanting other people to stop us. And I get that from a rivalry point of view, but we're Manchester United. When are we going to stop Liverpool winning bloody titles, you know? What a goal! No! Enzo Fernandez just over the bar. Paul Shepherd says, do you think Forest will get Champions League football? I think the race for Champions League football is hotting up really nice now. When you look at that table on my right or your left, you got... I mean, Forest have had a good result today without playing. Now, they're at Newcastle tomorrow. If Newcastle beat them like I think they will, that would put Newcastle 3 points behind Forest. If Chelsea win here, a point behind Forest. Man City, if they win, level with Forest. So my prediction that neither Bournemouth or Forest will get top 5 looks pretty top, to be fair. Villa getting closer and closer. That cross was just behind Watkins. I mean, Arsenal play Forest on... I mean, what price Man City finishing above Arsenal? There's one to keep an eye on. Man City second. I mean, Arsenal are going to have to start looking behind their shoulders again soon. Enzo Fernandez down injured now. Oh, he's only banged his head. He'll be all right. Carabao Cup final. Yeah, looking forward to it in a way. I think if Newcastle could play them at full strength, it would be interesting. Balakay says, I'd love Frimpong at United. Who are you for in this match? I'd like Villa to win just to make it interesting in the top 4 race, but Chelsea with the early goal here. I remember Chelsea coming here last season and I didn't expect them to win, and they did. I don't know what their long-term record is like at Villa Park, but they've got a good game plan going on here, especially being able to hit on the break because they're 1-0 up. I'm on the United stand tonight at 8 o'clock, yes. And we're back on here tomorrow for Liverpool at Man City. Does feel like the title may have been more or less decided today, though, I've got to be honest. I mean, if Man City don't win tomorrow, certainly yes. Do you think Arsenal losing today makes it more likely Liverpool win tomorrow because it relieves some pressure? Love the video, says Raven. Hold on a minute. Villa on the break. Asensio behind Ramsey. Edge of the box. Rodgers. Leave it. Tielemans not going to get the shot off. Good defending by Gusto, but he's still going. Still going, Tielemans. Good cross. Overhead kick. No, he can't. Good defending by Casido. And now Chelsea on the break again, but a good tackle by McGinn. Got to move it quick. Oh, what a cross by Tielemans. Watkins can't quite get on it. Rodgers. They're getting closer, Villa. They're getting closer. What's this question here? Thanks for the super chat. James H says, do you think United will get in the top 10 this season, mate? Mate, I think we're about 8 points off top 10. No chance. We're not making. That's massive. 8 points. Villa on the Chelsea on the break now. Cole Palmer. Watch out for his left foot. Watch out. Oh, just side netting. End to end at the moment. End to end. Do you agree that Darwin Núñez is officially crap? I like him, Taran. I'm not going to change my mind. I'm quite stubborn about that. I like the player. I think it's time to leave Liverpool, but I would not be surprised if, like Forlan, his Uruguayan counterpart at Manchester United, when he left Man United, he went and had a really good career in La Liga and Italy, I think. So I could see Darwin Núñez scoring goals. I think the Liverpool... Ooh, shot through the... Yeah, Martinez got hold of that. United need to get 87 points regularly to be top, says Umzi. I actually saw groups of our fans jumping up and down because we got Alkmaar. I hate some of our fans, says the Spurs way. And do you think United will get in the top 10? Done that from James. Look, Spurs and Man United are so similar. If we meet each other in the Europa League final, it could be that game could be bigger than the Champions League final, you know, for like interest. Obviously, if it's Barcelona Real Madrid, it won't be. And if it's like Barcelona Liverpool, it won't be. But there are certain Champions League final combinations that wouldn't be as big as Spurs as Man United. I'd be terrified in that game, as somebody said on our watch-along yesterday. Imagine if Man United lost to Spurs in a final. Not only would it be crushing not to be in Europe, but also you'd go down as the Prats who let Spurs win a trophy. Are you going to do F1 season opener on the 16th of March? Just trying to look at what's on the 16th of March. Depends what time it is, because I'll be doing Liverpool Newcastle is at 4:30. And Man United are playing Leicester at 7 o'clock. So probably won't be doing the F1, will I? Bahrain. No, that's not this year. We got Australia. At 4 a.m. No, I could do it. Don't think I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. to do a race, though. I have done it before. Predictions for both games tomorrow, says Jack. I think it will be a Newcastle win, and I actually think I said Man City win, didn't I, on win, lose or draw? I've got everything. I've got absolutely everything wrong. If anybody watched win, lose or draw with me and Robbie yesterday, can you remember what we went for in this? I think I went for a Villa win. I've done shit this weekend. Really bad. I haven't had one correct Premier League result yet. And we've already had 7 games. I said a draw, says Dale. No, Ty says you did a Villa win. Oh, you're great. Thank you. Mark, would you prefer to watch England win just one World Cup or 3 consecutive Euros? Oh, World Cup, definitely, Matthew. I know we always kid ourselves that the Euros are interesting, but the World Cup in international football, it's like winning the Premier League or the FA Cup, isn't it? What a ball by Casido into Palmer. Wide again to Gusto. Look, Villa have had chances in this game, so I'm not going to wax lyrical massively about Chelsea, but I do quite like the way they knock the ball about. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. You're all welcome on That's Football. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. On the road to 305,000. Some big games coming up over the next few weeks, of course. You've got the Champions League. Looking forward to those. We'll be live for those watch-alongs. We've got the Carabao Cup. Got Tuchel's first games as an England manager. We'll be giving him the benefit of the doubt on that. Good interception by Maatsen, but recovery pace by Gusto. He is fast. And here we go. Watkins. Don't shoot from there. Side netting. Strange week. Fahad says, strange week in the Premier League. No home team wins as of yet. It has been a very strange win. I never would have thought Fulham wouldn't beat Palace. I never would have thought Bournemouth wouldn't beat Wolves at home. And I never would have thought Arsenal would have beat West Ham. In fact, if anybody bet that as a threefold, Palace to beat Fulham at Fulham, West Ham to beat Arsenal at Arsenal, and Wolves to beat Bournemouth at Bournemouth, and for none of the home teams to score, odds have got to be big on that. That's what I mean. As Jimmy Greaves used to say, it's a funny old game. I did think the Saints would lose to Brighton, yes. Yeah, I've got 1 point. Thank you. Yeah, I see what you mean. Booty Looter 9000 says, did you see Wan-Bissaka's assist? I'm not sure why United let him walk. Also, much love from East London. I mean, mate, I think it's an irrelevance. We don't have that manager anymore. Oh my God, what's the keeper doing there? For Chelsea. Didn't even get a hand on it, but Chelsea managed to clear the danger. 36 minutes gone here. Good double teaming there by Casido and Neto. And now Enzo Fernandez has got space. There's a ball to Cole Palmer that he ignored, but Nkunku's got it. Good shot, good save, Martinez. Wan-Bissaka's been a good signing for West Ham. Scott McTominay's been a good signing for Napoli. And we made good money from it. But fair play to them. They wanted to play first team football. I think people never look at it like that. That was going to be my answer, actually. Booty. Is that people say we never should have sold him. But I know for a fact that Wan-Bissaka wanted first team football that he wasn't going to get. Scott McTominay wanted to go to Napoli. So it's all right saying, well, we shouldn't have sold them, but they actually wanted to go. Good play. Well done. Play on. Oh, ref. That's a weird red. That's a weird foul again. He's done that twice in this game. Giving fouls to the defending team when the other player's on the attack. I mean, how's that a foul on Gusto? How is that a foul? Do you think Brighton could get top 4? Look, a couple of weeks ago, I was saying that this Brighton coach has massively underachieved. They've actually had I think he must have been watching because they've actually started getting some good results. I look at that Brighton squad and then I look at what Bournemouth and Forest are doing and I just don't think it's excusable. I think Brighton should be in a top 4 race. So if they finally are starting to put themselves into that position, then fair play. Because I think, where are they in the league now? 8th place, 40 points. 6 points off 4th. Yeah, I mean, I think Brighton... I think Brighton should be up there, really. I don't know what their next few games are. Tuesday night, home to Bournemouth, big game. Then home to Fulham, then away to Man City, then at home to Villa. I mean, you could see them drawing 2 and losing 2, and then they're nowhere, are they? You've got to. I think the big thing about this league season is the mistake that teams make is, we're only 7 points off 4th, or we're only 4 points off mid-table. It's like such a competitive league. I think if you've got half the league that's not very good, making up 6 or 7 points is easier, but everybody's beating everybody. I can see that Oliver has a bad decision in his back pocket. The way he's bunny jumping around, red card, VAR or something out of this world, says Howder. Lovely ball out to Gusto. He's so quick, isn't he, Gusto? Is Gusto Leon? Is that where Gusto came from? I remember when he was in France anyway, and he was highly rated. And I thought it was a very good signing by Chelsea when they did it. Fuad, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. Appreciate that. Yeah, Gusto at Lyon and Altnori, was he Rennes? I remember those two being in the French league, and it was like they're good players to get hold of. And you know, sometimes you get these hipsters going, I watch the Portuguese second division and there's a player in there who's going to be an absolute legend, and then you never hear of them. But to be fair, I do remember Altnori and Gusto being mentioned, and lo and behold, they're both very good fullbacks in the Prem now. Chicken Feet says, are you coming back to manage in the Sidemen charity match? Considering it's 2 weeks today, I'd say it's highly unlikely. I think the people that who are being announced now have probably been told they're in it. I'm not surprised by it. I have said this to you before. After the last game, I was very unhappy in the dressing room afterwards, and there might have been a few moles in there that fed it back, because I make no apologies about my competitiveness. I'm not a bad loser, but I don't like losing. And I felt in the last game, the teams were really imbalanced. I felt that they picked a much stronger team than us, and obviously when Theo Baker got injured, it was just impossible. And although it was a great day out, it wasn't. It was like Man City playing against Southampton. It was really difficult, and we had somebody in goal who'd never played in bloody goal before, basically shooting your score. So yeah, I wasn't happy afterwards. But look, it's for charity, etc. But I just think it could have been more competitive. So I'm not surprised I've not been asked again. And I suspect this time it will be a little bit more even out, maybe a little bit more scripted. But I did say if I was going to go back, I would want to go in goal, because we'd definitely win then. I was like, I want to go in goal. I don't even care about managing next season. I want to go in goal because I want to win. Sherpy says it's a charity game. Grow up. I couldn't give a shit if it's for charity, mate. I just explained it. Is there something about your brain that doesn't work? If it's for charity, it's better if it is more competitive. And I don't care whether it's for charity or not. I'm competitive. I want to win. I'm not a bad loser, but I want to win. So apologies for that. I don't like being, pumped in unfair circumstances, and I thought it was a bit unfair last time. But you speak truthfully. Sometimes it does you good in life. Sometimes it doesn't. But why would I go in goal? Because at least in goal, I know I can make some bloody saves and have a contribution to us winning. But yeah, I would love to have played on the pitch in goal, but not this year. Villa play at home every week, says Footy Conspiracy. They have had 3 in a row. We've got another player injured here. There's a guy lying down. I can't see their head, so I don't know who it is. Is that Garcia warming up? Never, I can't be doing bad losers, but never apologise for having a winning mentality. And people who are saying, oh, it's for charity, I couldn't give a toss, really. We're still going to make money for charity. In fact, we'll make more if it's a competitive game. That's the goal. You would let any shot in? Yeah, okay. Thanks, mate. Matty Cash is the player that's down injured at the moment. Spain isn't for us, problem. Look at Anthony, says Genuine Human. Mark, Spain isn't for us, problem. Look at Anthony. Don't know what that means, mate. Fair point. You'd get injured after 5 minutes. Oh, God. I've played a few games in the last year, and I was talking about this down the pub last night. I used to play from, God, what age? Constantly. The only injury I ever had was shin splints from overplaying. Here we go. It's a goal. Oh, it's a good play by Martinez. Cross came in, but Martinez came out and got it. That's the sort of keeping I'd be doing. Snuffing out the danger. But yeah, lovely ball out to Gusto. Cross looking at Cole Palmer. Would have been a tap in, but Martinez anticipates it. Takes a step forward. Dives on the ball. Happy days. I've played the game. Yeah, I never used to get any injuries. I played last year at Anfield, and I mean, it was a bad tackle, but my ankle was knackered for about a month. Then I played at Villa Park, overstretched and did my groin. Never done that in my life. And then Thursday night, playing five-a-side, stretched, and did my hamstring for the first time in my life as well. So yeah, it's an age thing. And I've got to say, I've never respected people who are injury prone, but I understand it now. I don't blame Luke Shaw or Mason Mount or Phil Jones. They've just got bodies that are injury prone, aren't they? And I think if you've never really had injuries, you don't understand that. I'm basically Luke Shaw now, yes. And the worst thing about it is that you know you can play at a certain level. All right, it might not be the level you used to play at, but you know you can do certain things. But then when you're injured, you just can't do anything. Can you say happy birthday to my cousin Louis, says Charlie. Happy birthday. I'm not bad in goal. I'm not bad in goal because when I was in my teens, I actually did a bit of goalkeeping, and I learned all about where your angles are and, you know, what timing of coming for a cross. And I'll tell you what I did learn, and Anana's never learned it, is that if you've got time to make the save, it's not just about making the save, it's about where you put the ball. I remember that morning session. It was like, if you haven't got time to make the save, just make the save. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this was the basic takeaway. It was like, if the shot's coming at you fast, you haven't got time to think about where you're going to put it, just stop it. But if you've got a bit of time, then a good goalkeeper not only saves it, but puts it out of danger. And that's when you don't palm it back where it came from, you know? Would you rather during half time? Says Rahul. I don't know what that is. When is Mount likely to return? Says the Hills. I don't think we've heard anything about that. Happy birthday to Louis. That was from Charlie, by the way. I think we did that. Yeah, Villa have played 3 home games in a row. I think the way it's worked, the last 2 games, like Man United, were at Spurs and Villa. So a few teams have... It seems like Liverpool play away a lot as well, doesn't it? They've been 3 away from 4. What you got for tonight? Tonight, Matthew, I've got a chicken and mushroom pie with some good veg, I think, which for me is a win. Six minutes added on here. That's a lovely ball by Rodgers, who's been a bit quiet. Maatsen, you need to put that cross in. Headed away. I think he hesitated there. It could have gone in half a second earlier. McGinn to the back post. Not enough accuracy. Yeah. Rodgers and Neto just laughing at each other. Anana went to Diddy parties and got oil on his gloves, says Super Donut. Aren't they meant to be releasing a list of that soon? That's the court case, isn't it? That's coming up. I don't actually massively understand what it's all about. There are just certain... Tillemans has gone down injured here. There are just certain media stories that I don't really take a massive amount of notice of. If you're I can never pronounce the Bournemouth manager's name. Tanisk says, if you're the Bournemouth manager and Alonso joins Madrid next season, do you join Leverkusen if offered or stay at Bournemouth? Stay at Bournemouth. Probably got a better budget. Arthur says, the match for Hope was so scripted this year. I'm afraid that it would be the same for the charity match. Game's gone. Look, I didn't watch that, so I don't know. But, look, the Sidemen games have never been scripted. I'll 100% tell you that, because look at what happened last time. We had a shit team, we had injuries, and they never stopped. Like, so that definitely has never been scripted. But I think when I know what you mean. I think they do sort of think, oh, a penalty shootout would be quite exciting. But I didn't watch it, so I don't know. You shouldn't do that. You should just have 2 equal teams and let them go at each other properly. And then if one team wins 4-1, they finish 4-1, don't they? You know, I don't necessarily subscribe to the view that making it quite equal makes it more entertaining. I think as long as you've got 2 relatively equal teams, that's what will make it entertaining. Bond says it's not your event. No, mate. I know it's not, but guess what? It's called Conversation and Opinion, and it's free. So if you don't like it and people are asking questions about it, I'm going to answer it if I find it interesting. And if you don't, you click that X in the top corner and you go. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to listen to somebody's opinion, don't listen to it. It's a really great lesson in life. And I don't want to listen to yours because, as I've just explained there, somebody asked the question about it and I gave the answer based on what my opinion is. Your opinion of it's not your event. Well, we know it's not my event. I'm not running an event, and it's an amazing charity, and that's absolutely fine. But what I'm saying is I don't think scripted anything is good. I think the mainstream is boring because it's scripted. I think boxing's boring if it's scripted. I think football's boring if it's scripted. I think, there are better ways to entertain people than scripting something. Anana, we've done that one. Anyway, half-time. Half-time, Aston Villa against Chelsea. As you can see, very equal on the possession, but Chelsea have actually had more chances. Villa... Look, the bottom line is that Villa in this game have been the better side so far. Yeah. There was a lad behind me. Seb was playing on his iPad thing. He wanted to watch the game. Arsenal had all the chances in the world. Fortunately, they literally just failed to capitalise on any of them. I didn't watch the entirety of the Arsenal game, Jack. In fact, if I'm being honest with you, I've only seen the goal and the red card, but I don't need to see. I've read the book before. They had 19 shots, 2 on target. So what does that say to you? Lots, all the gear and no idea. Actually, all the ideas and no gear. They don't have people to put the ball in the back of the net. Start, bench, sell, Odegaard, Wirtz or Cole Palmer. I actually haven't had some good either-ors or start, bench, sells for ages, so I appreciate this, James. Start, bench, sell, Odegaard, Wirtz or Cole Palmer. So I'm benching Odegaard, I'm selling Wirtz, and I'm starting Cole Palmer. And you can start moaning, but I was asked the question again. So there we go. Where's that knobhead who was moaning before? He'll be going, oh, no, you're wrong. Yeah, I was asked the question. There's the answer. Mark, it's good to see Wan-Bissaka playing well for West Ham, says Mozzo. Where was his attacking threat when he was with us? Weight of shirt too heavy, maybe, says Mozzo. Actually, you know what? It's rattled me a little bit that people say that you wouldn't be good in goal. I wouldn't be David De Gea in goal, but I also wouldn't be that XQZ guy, or whatever, I can't remember his name now. I went in goal against Ben Foster, and he can hit the ball really hard. I dived in the bottom corner and broke 2 of my fingers. But that's the sort of thing I will do to save a shot. You put me in goal, and you know I'm willing to break 2 fingers for you. So, yeah, that's the way it is. Lasagna, start, bench, sell, lasagna, Chinese duck, tikka masala. This is a good 3, Sully. Well, I love lasagna, so I'm starting lasagna. I'm going to put tikka masala on the bench, and I'm going to bin off Chinese duck. I don't mind eating beef or chicken or even pork, but I'm not a big fan of eating ducks. Save the ducks. What was the guy's name? He was a really nice lad who played in goal. Not great in goal, but what was his name? I don't know what his name is. Like, people are laughing going XQC. What were the initials? I don't watch all of that. You know, I see people who've got, like, there was a guy on the Sidemen game, Irish guy, really nice guy. Really nice guy. And I was like, what do you do? And then he told me, and then I looked it up, and he had like 2 million followers. It was XQC. There you go. I got it right. There we go. No, Irish guy, really, really nice. Jacksepticeye, that was it, Matthew. Really, really nice guy. Had no idea who he was. And he wasn't one of those pretentious people who told me. So I literally got talking to him, and he was a really nice guy. And then when I got home that next day, I purposely searched up some of the players, and he had like 2 million followers. I don't know what he does. I can't remember what it was. Was it like Minecraft or something like that? Start, bench, sell, Kluivert, Mitoma or Gakpo. This is a good... I tell you what, this is more your level. Talk about XQC. We're talking about IQ from you. Footballing IQ. These are good. Zach says, start, bench, sell, Kluivert, Mitoma or Gakpo. Personally for me, and it's tough, I would start Mitoma, I would bench Gakpo, and I would sell Kluivert. But there we go. He's got 30 million on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to have a look now. It's amazing, though. I mean, look, we've got, whatever you want to call it. Who's got it? We've got, he's got 30 million followers on YouTube. He had 2.6 million views 5 days ago. A game about digging a hole. He's obviously very good at what he does. Oh my God. There's a video of Goldbridge watches Man United versus Juventus 1999. They've got actual game footage on. It's only had 7,000 views, but I don't even remember watching it. Don't remember doing a watch along of it. I don't even know where I am. What house is that? Bloody hell. You get lost. You get lost. He's a gaming YouTuber with over 30 million subs. I was going to say that, though. Like, football's big, but there are certain people in the YouTube space. 30 million subscribers. I'm not... Ben Parker, let me Google it first. Do you think Villa are going to come back second half? I hope so. Get Rashford on. Google Shabba Ranks. Who does he look like? I think I remember some of his songs. Mr. Loverman. Shabba. Mr. Loverman. Shabba. Mr. Loverman. Shabba. Yeah, I remember Shabba Ranks. I don't know who he looks like. He looks like Shabba Ranks to me. Shabba. He was a rapper, yeah. I remember it. I mean, late 80s, early 90s. That was my scene. Shabba Ranks. Vanilla Ice. Not really. Not Vanilla Ice. How's your fancy looking, says Liquid Man. No, I've not touched it in about 6 months, mate. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Okay, so that's how the league table looks at the moment. Chelsea in 4th place. What will the Chelsea fans have to moan about if they win this? Was it a red card for Lewis Skelly? 83% of you are on it. 17% of you, I mean, you must be doing it for a laugh. Mark, you would be hilarious at a poker game. I am quite good at poker. I haven't played it in a while, but I am quite good at it. I'm actually very surprised at the amount of people who get asked to do poker integrations. I never do, and I'm actually quite good at the game, and I've got more of a personality. Should United and Amrim look for a new keeper? Yes, we're talking about this on the evening show. Amrim's biggest issues, and Bruno and Anana are two I want to bring in. It's going to be a bit of a back and forth, but, you know, we have got problems. Yeah, we have got problems. Played the game. Are you going to see Oasis? Not at the moment, Max. I couldn't be bothered to try and get a ticket because I've seen them before, and it looks like a bit of a greatest hits show, whereas I thought it might be a new album show. I might still end up going, but I haven't. I mean, I'm sure there'll be tickets I could get hold of, but I haven't looked at it yet. Jack does a lot of charity stuff too. Doesn't surprise me, Crazy M. Nice guy, like I said. Only met him for that one charity game. But should United and Amrim look for a new keeper? We've done that one from Turam. Appreciate that. I nominate Sada. I'll tell you what I do nominate. Free to download. You'll love it. Just take my word for it and give it a try. Free to download, Sleeper. If you like fantasy football and stuff like that, it's got its own games in there. Very, very in-depth, very much good fun. But also match stats, news, the lot. Really, really popular in the United States. It's surpassed ESPN and Yahoo. Millions use it daily for their sports fixed. Hitting the football market. We've got lots of stuff planned with them over the next few months. You can play interactive games on there. Get your mates involved and stuff like that. Links in the description or scan the QR code. Trust me, give it a try. I think you'll really like it. A big shout out to Sleeper. We need another poll. LFC Youth reacts as, do you like Freddie Mercury? I like Queen. I like the music. Yeah. And if that's a crime, take me to prison. What was your favourite position to... You know, when you start, and thankfully, Shura was on topic. So what was your favourite position to play in football? I think my favourite position to play was probably midfield because I always had a good engine. But when I played at Anfield last year, I tried to play holding midfield and I don't like to just sit. I like to join the attack and I just don't have the legs for it. So I ended up going to sort of left back and then left centre back, and that's probably more suitable. But I mean, I say more suitable. I'm not capable of playing at any decent level now. But I used to. I never really up front, never really on the wing, but midfield. Start, bench, sell. Keane, Scholes, Robson. I can't speak about Robson because I didn't really see Robson. He was very injury prone in the late 80s, and that's sort of when I start remembering football. In the early 90s, he was right at the end of his career. But I trust people that Robson was better than both. But I don't have the... You know, it's like these chuff monsters who sit on Sky telling people that Rodri is better than Keane, and yet they're in their mid-20s and were firmly up their mum's chuff when Keane was in their prime. I would be a chuff monster if I started saying Robson's better than Keane and Scholes. So I can't put Robson in it because I didn't see enough of Robson. It's not fair to ask, and it'll offend people who did, and I'd be talking out my arse. Looks like Rashford's going to come on, by the way, at half time. Rashford can. Yep. So if I had to choose between Keane and Scholes, I'd sell Scholes and I'd keep Keane. Scholes better player than Keane, but you get so much more with Keane. You put Keane on any team and you've got a manager on the pitch. It's like saying Vieira or, I don't know, who was a technically better footballer than Vieira in an Arsenal shirt. Obviously, you're going to go Henry over Vieira, but I think Vieira, like Keane, brings something more to the game as well. Yeah, disappointing result for Arsenal today. Look, you've got to get over the line against West Ham. You got to get over the line against West Ham. There's no messing about. Start, bench, sell. Sky Sports coverage, TNT or ITV. Crazy M. I'll leave it to the chat. I don't watch any. I don't have time. My analysis and conversation is with you. I used to quite enjoy, going back years ago. Yeah, I'm going back too long. I think they've all got... I mean, I've got Sky on at the moment. White Trainers Brigade, look. Redknapp in his white trainers and his baggy trousers. Come on, mate. You're not in your 20s anymore. You're not getting on the front cover of Loaded. Is that Sidwell? Look, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't serve a purpose for me. I think Sky's fell off massively, but it'd be unfair of me to judge on any of them. I mean, I can't believe they gave Bruno Fernandes man of the match today, and they're paying for TV rights, and they're giving man of the match to Bruno Fernandes. He just wasn't man of the match today. There's just no way around it. What's wrong with white trainers? It's the fact that everybody wears them. You know my problem with white trainers is, I'll look good in white trainers. You probably look good in white trainers, but Dave down the road looks an idiot. And he ruins it for everybody else. He sees a fashion and he wears it. And it's like, you've ruined it now. You've ruined it. Fashion isn't for everybody. Stay in your lane. You know, get a pair of brown leather shoes. You'll look fine in them, but don't ruin the white trainers for the people who actually can pull it off. And that's the problem. That's why I call them the white trainer brigade. If you've got a pair of white trainers and they suit you, I'm not messing about. I've got a pair upstairs. Pristine. And when I wear them, it works. But I go to pick Seb up from school, and the amount of people wearing white trainers, and I'm like, you're all right. You look a prat. You look a prat. You look all right. They've ruined it for everybody. You look good in yours, but because he's walking along in them, he's ruining it for you. Rashford's on. Good. Bit more excitement in the second half from Villa now. This is a moment. Could be a moment. I don't know. I like to make a prediction. Is Rashford going to make a difference? Look, I've seen him play the last couple of games. He's been full of confidence and work rate. Didn't track Trent on Wednesday, but still looked dangerous. I don't know. I look down that left-hand side, and I think Maatsen and Rashford are a good route, but Chelsea got pace in their team. Ipswich had a man sent off at right back. I think Gusto's quick, very quick, so it'd be interesting to see. I think we're in for a good half. What do you think about gambling ads in football, says Jert? Look, it's controversial because some people are very correctly against it. But it's the same with alcohol. It's the same with smoking. People can make their own choices, can't they? I mean, I'm firmly in the camp that people shouldn't be told what they can and can't do. And yes, you get people who are addicted and everything like that. But, you know, I suppose the best way of looking at it is with alcohol. There are people who get addicted to alcohol. And it's very, very sad. But does that mean that me and my mates shouldn't go down the pub on a Friday and have 3 or 4 pints? 2024 Casemiro or 2021 Rashford, either or. Well, Rashford, innit? I'll do it for you, Warren. You're talking about Casemiro's debut season against United, against a good... I mean, mate, this is very niche. Very, very niche. You're asking people who are going to go, I don't remember that season. And actually we'll just do it on something else. Mings is injured again. I think he's going to have to come off. Wixter says, if you're addicted to something, that's your problem. Well, I don't agree with that, but each your own. Phil Jones says, I hope it's not Ming's knee gone again. It is. Reece James is with him. He'd know about injuries. He's had, I think he's had 2 cruciate ligaments, hasn't he? Psychologically, you'd be devastated, wouldn't you? But it's so difficult, isn't it? It's like a weakness. I was building a Lego ship the other day, and it's the Jaws boat, and there's a weakness in the design. There's like a couple of Lego bits that just don't quite work, and if you move it in the wrong way, it breaks down. And there's a weakness in that structure, and Ming's weakness is this knee, and it looks like he's okay. He doesn't want to come off, so it's obviously not that. Lego and cruciate ligaments. Who would have thought? Will we see Rashford versus Sancho, says Keel? I think they just start singing, Freedom, I won't let you down, will not give you up. What was I meant to be doing? Oh, I know. Katie Price or Jodie Marsh? I'd choose or. Palmer's ghosting, says Jay. A lot of people say that about Cole Palmer. Rashford keeps it on. Well done. Goal kick. Oh, he's not happy. He's not happy. He wants a corner. He's saying, I didn't dribble it out. Why would I dribble it out? Why would he dribble it out? Well, he did. Could have kept it in as well. Yeah, I think it did go off him last, to be fair. Even though Michael Oliver's the ref, and I'd love to say it wasn't. Yeah. That's where he wants it, though, Rashford. 10 metres away from the defender, running at him. Good play by Gusto again. I feel like I'm putting a bit of pressure on Gusto because I've said a few times he's actually a very good player. I don't know what Chelsea... I don't watch Chelsea that much. I definitely watch Arsenal, Liverpool, City more than Chelsea. And maybe that's because Chelsea have fallen off a little bit, but I do like Gusto. I prefer HelloFresh. If you know me, you know. Bam, bam, bam. Film night tonight, if anyone's got any good recommendations. I watched The Order on Amazon. What's that Stephen Graham thing on Disney? Has anyone seen that? The fighting thing? Bridget Jones. You know what you can do with Bridget Jones? I got a good recommendation for a film I'd never heard of before. It's got Sean Penn in it, Ed Harris, and here we go. Neto. He's not in it. Neto. Oh, he went for the shot and didn't he hit it hard? He probably should have gone for the cross to the back post though, because it could have been a tap in. Yeah, it's not. Neto's not in the film I'm talking about. It's Gary Oldman. Sean Penn, Gary Oldman, and Ed Harris. And I've never seen it before, and apparently it's quite good sort of gangstery New York film. I can't remember what it's called. If somebody says it in the chat, I will let you know. State of Grace, that was it, Kenny. If anyone's ever seen it. I've never seen it. Ooh. I'll tell you what I watched this week, actually. It's a classic comedy from the 80s. Arthur with Dudley Moore. Just, there we go. Neto. Cut back. He needs a cut back. Greedy. He's getting very greedy, Neto. Neto, you're being bloody greedy, you know. He'd have been onside, I think. Do you watch Traitors, Mark? No. Can't be doing with that Winkleman. When she took the place of Forsyth, that was it for me. Granted, Forsyth died, but, you know, still annoyed me. Our Villa just hype, says Naren. I think it's a fair point. They can't score goals. That's Villa's problem. I know they got 2 against Liverpool, but 1 against Ipswich. They don't score enough goals for the players they've got. And you can see why Emery's brought players in. But Neto again here. Look, on the break. Mings ain't got the pace. He passes this time. Yeah, if you're going to put Rashford on though, you've got to get the ball to him, and you've got to be a team that's on the attack, because obviously he's one of those wingers that's just not really about the out of possession. He's better, you know, he needs the ball, like a lot of wingers really. Right, chance here. You've got to go wide, Rashford. Surely, no, he's not. It's going to be a yellow card. That was a very intelligent yellow card by Enzo Fernandez there, because he killed a very good attack for Villa. 1,000 blows on Disney is good, Mark, says Mum. If you didn't say Disney, I'd say that sounds like a porno. 1,000 blows. Is Lily Phillips in it? No, this is the one with Stephen Graham in it. Ah, it looks good. Not a United fan, so I don't really know the backstory, but I still think Rashford can be a top player for any team. His playstyle fits a lot of teams, says Maxi. Oh, goal! Yes! Villa, 1-1 offside. He's born offside. That's one thing you've got to learn. I don't know whether he is offside. Rashford doesn't seem to think he was. I mean, he did get offside a lot for United, but I don't know. Is he offside here? He's onside. He's miles on. It's got to be a goal. It's got to be a goal. That's a goal. Offside for what? I mean, I assume an error, but that's a goal. That's 1-1. Rashford with the assist. Watkins with a tap-in. I don't know why, but why are they even looking at this? For God's sake, stop slowing games down. It's miles on. Can't be offside from a pass back. Is that off? Is the second player offside? I thought if you pulled it back, you can't be offside. It's not Watkins who scored. Goal. 1-1. Yeah. Definitely goal. Well done. Game on. Yeah, I think if you pull it back, Rashford with the assist, if you pull it back, it can't be offside. Yeah, Chelsea playing offside, but the guy, I think he might have been on anyway, but the guy on the back post, Enzo Fernandez, definitely leaves it on. And is it Asensio scores? Yeah, Asensio gets his goal. Look up Coherence, amazing film on only 50k budget, says Dusted. And The Creator is a great film, Mark. Much love, says Luke Jones. Dean says, I think the crate is quite frustrating. I've not seen it. Someone said to me it's quite frustrating. Mark, I wanted to wish my mate Noel and his partner, Eric, a huge congratulations on their engagement. They're huge fans of the channel. I wanted to be there for the celebrations, but I'm sat in hospital with my leg. Love your content, says Dean. Lovely message there from Dean. Shout out to Noel and Eric. Hope, well, whatever your problem is with your leg, hope you recover soon. Thoughts on Leeds with Red Bull money in the Prem, says Shotgun Justice. Don't know much about Leeds. Well, I do know a lot about Leeds, but I don't know much about their financial situation. I do think Birmingham City, if they get up next season, might be able to stay up. I think if you want to stay up in the Premier League, and you look at what Birmingham City have done in League One, I think if you want to stay up in the Premier League, you've got to spend money. I think if you want to be successful in the Premier League, you've got to spend money, which is why a lot of United fans are like me, and this, you know, trying to be successful by sacking people. Nobody's ever done that. Like, if you want to come up and stay up, you've got to spend money. And if you want to win the league, you've got to spend money. And I know people don't like that, but that's the blueprint. There is no blueprint of doing it by cutting corners. Anyway, 1-1 here. Game on here. Impact from Rashford. And Villa need to win this game. At home. I think Chelsea have done well, but look, this is the Premier League. You expect a response. Half an hour to go. Mings has finally succumbed to his injuries. He's off. And they've brought on... Is he called Bogard? I get the feeling he might be. Youngster. I'm sure we mentioned him in a previous game. Yes, Bogard has come on for them. Chalobah went off very early for tossing. And look, I understand Chelsea fans' frustration. You'd be a little bit frustrated with the way this game's gone. Naren says, do United fans want Rashford to do well? God, yes. Well, I can't speak for every United fan. I want him to do well. I mean, I don't want him to do, like, hat-trick every week well. But I certainly want him to, like that, what he did there, good. You know, assist every other game, that sort of stuff. Just keep the value around 40 million. That's all we want. Don't want him to do bad. The Hills says, do you think it was a mistake to let Rashford go? Only if you're not a United fan and you haven't been watching what's happening for the last year and a half. We weren't getting a performance out of him. Ten Hag couldn't. Amorim couldn't. He needed a new challenge. He's got to look in the mirror at himself. He wasn't playing well. It's not like he wasn't being picked. He wasn't playing well. So I think for him, he needs a new club. And for us, we need to move on. And we need the money. It's pure profit. So 40 million or above, we can spend that. So yeah, I want him to do well. Ross says, do you remember Winston Bogard? I do. Ajax, big, centre-back, played for Chelsea, played for the Netherlands, and I believe he was a left footer. I might be wrong, but I believe he was. Look, Amorim was publicly saying Rashford doesn't try in training. I mean, I'm sure he's trying now, so it's the best for everybody. Nobby's an Arsenal fan. He's disappointed. He says, worst Saturday ever. How dare Arteta do this to us? Well, I don't blame Arteta, actually. He wanted a striker and the owners didn't get him. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And, of course, we're live tomorrow for Manchester United. Not Manchester United. That would be horrible. We can't play 2 games in 2 days. Manchester City against Chelsea. No, Manchester City against Liverpool, you idiot. Yeah, Manchester City against Liverpool tomorrow. And it's live. Is it 4:30 kickoff? I would imagine it is. I did a reaction to the Arsenal game, by the way. Palmer, slip. What's he doing? Does well. Oh, he overcooks it to Nkunku. Yeah, Chelsea dropped down to 5th now. For Villa, they need a winner. Yes, they're only 4 points off 5th, but they have a game in hand on everybody else. So they need a win. Villa in 9th on 40 points, but they played 27, so they played a game more than everybody else. Who's going to win it? Oh, either or. Rashford's beat Casemiro by 73%, by the way. Arteta needs to get the sack, only from idiots. I mean, I just look, maybe it's because I'm supporting a club that's in the bottom half and is going to stay in the bottom half, and I want my manager to stay. I can't understand how fans of a football club that haven't won a title for 20 years want to sack a manager that's going to make you finish second for the 3rd year in a row. I just don't get it. David Harrington says Paddy Power has already paid out on Liverpool winning the league. Yeah, it's over. I said it was over at Christmas. I'm not saying it couldn't have been closer, but I think Liverpool, it was inevitable that Liverpool were going to win it. I mean, look, the big thing for me is that the gap, 8 points, yeah. And yeah, they've got Man City tomorrow. But even if Arsenal had made a fist of it, you've still got to go to Anfield and win. And that's not going to be easy in that sort of an environment. I certainly wouldn't mind being in a title race where your rival's got to come to your place with 3 games to go. I mean, it's just a massive advantage, isn't it? If it had been the Emirates, different story. Would you sell Rasmus? As a Bayern fan, I'd take him, says Dennis. I'd say let's see where we are in the summer with that. I think if it continues like it has done for another 4 months, you've got to look at it and go, as long as the game time has continued, that maybe the suitability isn't there. I still think with service you'd see a different player. I'm convinced about that, but nothing ever lasts forever, and we certainly need to bring a more experienced striker in. So, and ultimately, I'll back the manager on what he decides. It wasn't Amrim that bought Rasmus or Xerxes or Ugarte or any, Yoro or Anana or anyone else. Egg Meat Beans says, you missed my last super chat. Also, Neto or Ahmad? Well, I'm going to go Ahmad because obviously United. Arrival is amazing. One of the best I've ever seen. Arrival. The film Arrival. What could it be about? I think it's going to be something to do with somebody going somewhere. It's a 2016. I've seen this. Yeah, I saw it, yeah. I don't know whether I finished it. I think it was on Netflix or something. Will the watch-along being chat about, can a whale kill an eagle? Hope not, says Random Roy. Okay, that one's blown my mind. What do you think the game of the season's been so far, Lesser? I did enjoy Arsenal Man City. McGinn, you're getting booked for that, mate. Get in the book. You're fired. Maresca's not very happy about that. Ooh. Nice ball into Neto. He's so fast, isn't he, Neto? Into Palmer. Pass! Pass. The pass was on. I mean, I don't think Cole Palmer is ever going to pass on the edge of the box with a bit of space, but I do think the pass to Nkunku was the better one. Chelsea, to me, still look capable of winning this. I heard what happened to the European lad. Some people leaked his real name, info about him in a family. He deactivated because of abuse. Take care of each other off and online, says Howder. Yeah, I think it's a very, very wise words, Howder. Parker says, I'm thinking of visiting the UK. Can I stay with you? No. Enjoy. Definitely go to Stoke. Garcia's coming on for Matty Cash. Inception. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. I've got to set up the United Stand stream in a minute. Jake says you should watch a film called The Secret Path. What, from 1999? Well, I'm not knocking that, but I'm with Perk. If you're ever visiting the UK, you've got to get these three in first. Forget London, forget Manchester. Best cities in the UK, Stoke, Bradford and Hull. You better believe it. Nugget says, are you going to be a manager for the next Sidemen charity match? No. I mean, I don't 100% no, but I would be 99% no. Michael Bates, welcome. Thank you very much for your super chat. Bourne Supremacy is always a good watch. I do like the Bourne trilogy. I think they are a good sort of Saturday night staple. A bit like the Dark Knight trilogy, really. I'm not watching Bone Tomahawk. I know enough. Another yellow card. Could you be a goalkeeper on a wet, cold night in Stoke, says Souls. I actually like playing in goal. Which way is it going to go? Nkunku's been booked with two teams that need a win. Morgan Rogers is hurt here. Oh, he's really hurt. Sancho's warming up. He just can't wait to get on the pitch with his mate. Apparently, he hasn't put a successful... I mean, I don't know whether Sancho's the right player for this game. Famous last words, he might find the winner, but if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd rather stick with Nkunku, Palmer and Neto, really. American History X is a good film. It is, actually. And Shutter Island. I've never re-watched Shutter Island because I think once you know, you know. It's a bit like The Sixth Sense. Although I've watched Titanic loads of times and I always know it's going to sink. What about Saw? I used to really enjoy those films, but I checked out at about Saw 4. Is it? I tell you what, I feel like there's a winner here. They're both battling for it, but if I had to pick, I'd say Villa. Home team, need the win, be good for the league. Here's Rashford, goes past one, whips across, over hit, and Chelsea redeem themselves. Watched United on Netflix earlier. It's such a fantastic but sad movie, says Raz. Thanks for your super chat, Raz. Right, here we go. Rashford, bit of space. Should have put the cross in earlier there. I wouldn't be taking Neto off. There's no way Sancho's got that turn of pace. It's got to be Nkunku. I know pace isn't everything, but look at Man City without Kyle Walker. It does help them defensively, and I think Neto on the break with that sort of pace just wouldn't be taking him off. And I'm not the manager. He gets the big bucks not to make the big decisions. Sancho versus Rashford. Who comes out on top, says Krishna. Oh, we're doing either or. Who would you rather have? I know who I would rather have. I mean, not that either of them have. Cole Palmer! Oh, great chance, and he's messed it up. What a chance. 1-on-1. It's not been his day. Chelsea fans won't be happy. Ollie Watkins down the left-hand side. Cuts it back and throw in. Or goal kick. What happened there? Cole Palmer. Just not at the races today. Onside again. That Villa high line. Should have slipped in Nkunku again. Went for it himself. It's a lovely ball by Casido. Thing is, you know where he went wrong? He did put Martinez on his arse, but then he didn't take the shot. Yeah, he took Nkunku off for Sancho. That's intelligent. Don't take Neto off. I don't like this Chelsea kit, by the way. I'm sure it's not going to upset that many people. Mallon's coming on, and Bailey's coming on. It'll be Rodgers and Asensio. No, Watkins. So many options up front for Villa. They need a goal. They need a goal here. There's no two ways about it. They need a goal. Ah, they do, lads. Ah, they do. There's no debate about that. I'll tell you that for free. Freedom, I won't let you down, will not give you up. Gotta have some faith in yourself, it's the one good thing that I got. I won't let you down, please don't give me up. Gotta have some faith in myself. Got. Do 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 do. So, come on, freedom. Don't know why I'm singing that. Everyone's talking about Rashford, but Asensio, wow, says Vitor. Avram Glazer is giving a talk at Harvard next week. Man United, for Boston Fan Club, myself are going to show up and voice our protest. They're also charging $80, says Doomed Humanity. Palmer is lucky Saka is injured, says Joshua. Kenneth is going to abstain from this either or. Rashford's got 76% of the vote. Do you have an Apple or a Samsung? Says Sam. I'm on Android. Here's Sancho up against somebody. Lays it into Enzo. And keeper gets hold of it. Villa is selling their goal scorers, says Legrand. Palmer's not so cold, says Hilal. I think we need a winner in this game. I know you don't want to lose it if you're a Villa or a Chelsea fan, but I think we need a winner in this game. Although I think I predicted a draw, didn't I? I should write down what I predicted in win, lose or draw, because I do want to beat Robbie, but I can't remember what I said and I can't remember what he said. So if anybody actually knows that, let us know in the chat. Here's Leon Bailey. Looking lively, good skills, and it was lovely skill, but it's blocked. And it's cleared. Rashi clear of Sanchi, says Ali, says Razmeister. Just seen the Everton goals. Shambolic defending, says Lord McFred. Yeah, really bad. Alexi's got Cole Palmer in his FPL and he's really letting him down. Have you seen the new Bridget Jones film? I haven't, and I'm not sure I quite will. I don't believe in... I don't want to spoil it for people, actually. But I don't like what happens. Fenke's excited for the United Stand show. Good. Here we go. Leon Bailey has done well since he came on. Not quite a good cross. Final ball from Villa is a bit disappointing, isn't it? They've got plenty of players with flair. But have they got their final ball? Not so far. And I think it might be an issue they've had all season. Obviously had a good draw in the Champions League though. Club Brugge. Oh my Lord. Gusto, good defending. Could have been a tap in for Rashford on the back post. What do we got? 10 minutes to go. Villa on the attack with a corner. Very equal game, although Chelsea have had a lot more shots. Did you see that? 7 shots for Villa, 15 for Chelsea. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Equal game, my arse. Chelsea will... I think Chelsea probably should have won this. At their best, Jadon is more creative. Marcus is very one-dimensional, says Shahin. Also, at the end of the game, maybe rate their performances today. DV says, Rashi and Freedom Fighter, never imagined it. Free kick on Mallon. I just don't know whether Villa have actually got any aerial threat though, have they really? I mean, Watkins is off. Mings is off. They're quite a small team now. 2 centre-backs. If I was Rashford, I'd just shoot. Put it on the keeper. Back post. With loads of power. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. But it's been cleared. Mark, I love the stuff you do. Off topic, are you a fan or do you watch the NHL? And if so, what team do you like? I'd like to be a fan of it, Simon. When does the season run and where can I watch it? Because I don't think we get it on the UK on anything that we have. Like TNT or Sky or whatever. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I think there's something you should know. Love the stuff you do, says Simon. Off topic, are you... I've done that one. Loads of people saying that should have been a penalty. I don't know, for me. Let's have a look. I'm only having a look at it. Yes, that was definitely more a penalty than the bloody Ashley Young one. For me, it's not a penalty, though. They just don't get given. They don't get given. I know it's in high profile because of what happened with Ashley Young, but they don't get given. Like they've never really been given. So I don't know why people say. I understand why people say it's a penalty, but they don't get given. I don't know why people are acting like the Ashley Young one should have been, because they don't. That was soft as shit, and they don't get given. Even like they don't get given in that situation, and that's more of a penalty than that. And I don't think it was a penalty, but they don't get given. I am on the United stand, yes, tonight. Gonna have some dinner, pour myself a glass of red, and there we go. Only 5 minutes to go here. What did you think about the point for Man United? At the end of the day, I think the main thing is not getting beat. The point means nothing. It does. It means we didn't get beat. But to be honest with you, I'm more about trying to find performance. And again, I thought we did quite well when Garnacho came on. But I worry about the first few minutes where we were bloody terrible. So they're the things that bother me the most. Because we need performance. I know everyone laughs when I say we could win the FA Cup or we could win the Europa League, and I understand that. Trust me, I do. But what we do in the league, it's almost like a competitive pre-season. We've got to use these league games for improvement. And, you know, there was a good half an hour against Spurs in the second half, and there was a good half an hour against Everton today, but you have to play for 90 minutes. This has got a draw all over it now. What is the point of VAR? That was a penalty to HPN. I respect that. I don't think it was. I will run a poll on it. I don't think it was a penalty for Villa. I don't. Based on what is a penalty and what... Look, I could say to you, I think that's a handball. And yet I know they don't give handballs for that. So, I mean, there hasn't been a handball, but what I'm saying is that... You know what I'm saying. Like, I just think we do now know what is and isn't a penalty. And they don't get given. Unless you've got a light blue on last season... Bit of a shame though if it finishes a draw. I think I did predict a draw, didn't I? I'm going to find out. There's only one way to find out. I'm going to find out. Let's do it on my phone. Martin Fowler dead. When? Great save by the keeper. That was the chance for Mallon. You got to take them. You got to take them. You've got to take that. Maatsen. Into Rashford. Slips it into Mallon. Would have been another assist. He's got to score that. Corner to Villa. Do the poll. I'm doing the poll. I've played the game. Right, corner here. Look at the quality of Rashford's corner compared to Bruno. And ask yourself, why did Bruno always take our corners? Was it a penalty for Villa? Yes or no? Oh, it's a goal! It's a goal! It's Asensio again! It's a Rashford assist again! But it's a massive mistake by the keeper. Unbelievable. The keeper has made an absolute stinker here. Don't know why I've got that in. Wow. Wow. Absolute stinker. Chelsea fans are going to lose it. They're going to lose it here. Massive, massive win for Villa. They need the win. And it is an assist for Rashford again. Keep that value up. £40 million, don't forget. And it is another goal for Asensio. So Emery at the moment looks like a masterclass. He's brought Asensio and Rashford in. 2 goals, 2 assists. But look at the keeper. Put me in goal. Oh, it's bad. It's bad keeping. It's right at him. And he's let it go under. Look. Oh, it's bad keeping, that is. I'll tell you what. Onana doesn't do that. He'd save it and throw it into the danger zone, but he would save it. Shit. Oh, what a costly... I do feel bad for him, but it's good for United. Yeah. But, well, look, can we get the league table up? Villa would go up to 7th on 42. But look at their goal difference, Villa, though. 42 points for Villa. Yes, they played a game more than most others, but they would only be a point behind Chelsea, a point behind Bournemouth. If Villa had managed to beat Ipswich, that would have been great. Do you feel bad for Chelsea? Mate, no, I don't feel bad for Chelsea. I think there'll be some overreaction about Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea have played badly, but when I saw the stats before, I think, look, I'd say Chelsea have been wasteful at both ends again. I watched Chelsea play Man City at City. Did it end in a draw or was it... whatever. I think they lost, actually. And I said the same thing that I'm going to say now. They should have beat Man City at the Etihad. But they were wasteful up top. I think Nicholas Jackson missed a big chance. And Sanchez made mistakes. And I'd say the same again. That today, when you look at these stats, fair play to Villa. Don't knock that. But mistake at one end and mistakes at the other. They've had more shots on target. They've had more shots altogether. And yet, they're going to lose the game. And that's Chelsea's problem in a sentence. Mistakes up front and mistakes at the back. You can't, it's a bad combination, that. It's like Ant and Dec. Seven minutes of added time. Start, bench, sell, says the Spurs way. Cal the Dragon, XQC, or both Chelsea goalkeepers. Corner to Chelsea here. Justice for Villa, says HPN. Yeah, he wanted a penalty. I want Villa to win anyway, because I think what I do like about Villa, and I said this a few weeks ago, is I don't like what Man United, Arsenal and Chelsea have done, which is not get something you really need in a January transfer window. It's cost Arsenal the title. It could cost United Europe. And it could cost Chelsea top 4. What I like about Villa is they weren't scoring goals. Malen, Rashford, Asensio. Plus Disasi and Garcia. But they brought players in. So I would love Villa to get in the Champions League because they have shown what football fans want. Would you rather be a Villa fan and your club brings players in January, or would you rather be Arsenal, Man United and Chelsea and your club doesn't? So I like what Villa have done and I'd like them to be rewarded for it, because then next January when your team sat on its arse again, you can go, well, look at what Villa did. It's not over yet, though. But look, Villa have had 3 home games, a point against Ipswich, a point against Liverpool. They have to win this. Have to win. You can't take 3 points from 9 and think you're going to get in a top 4 race. They've got to hold on here. It's Palmer. He's not had a great game. He's not had a good game. If I was giving a player rating for Cole Palmer, I'd give him a 5 today. Very below average performance. And I don't know whether that's becoming a recurring theme, but they need Cole Palmer. Sancho's, I forgot he'd come. That was surely a throw-in. Matthew Park says Palmer's been off it for a while. Yeah, I am on the United stand at 8 o'clock. Biggest issues for Amorim. We'll be talking about that. I'm sure we'll be able to get a little bit in about Rashford as well. Nice play by Neto. I think Neto's probably been Chelsea's best player. I know he's been a bit selfish at times, but I think they need to get him in the team. Get him on the ball more. Gusto goes with a cross. He's not going to have much time for Chelsea here. 96 minutes. 97 is the game. Imagine if Chelsea don't finish top 10 and you get Sancho back. What? I thought he was top 12. Don't start panicking me, mate. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for the data here. I don't know. I can't find it. Top 14. It's top 14. Forget that. Yeah, they're not going to finish. They're not going to finish outside the top 14. Top 10 would worry me a little bit. That's only 4 points. Top 14 is about 14 points, so we'll be all right. Anthony Packer says, don't forget they had to sell John Duran to do it. Big win for Villa. Final whistle. Aston Villa win. That's superb for them. And I tell you what it does for the table. They've got a chance. Look at the cameras going to Rashford, though. I mean, look, Rashford's had a good game. The cameras go straight to Rashford, and that's the issue. Asensio has scored 2 goals, and the cameras go straight to Rashford. Rashford's had a good game, but there you go. He's third. Rashford, then the goalkeeper, and then Asensio. Look, however Villa did it, one player's got 2 assists, one player's got 2 goals. Aston Villa have got 3 points from 1-0 down. Cole Palmer, very disappointing today. Very, very disappointing. Yeah, title race, top 4 race. Look at that for Villa. 42 points. Then there's Chelsea on 43, Bournemouth on 43, Man City 44. So if Liverpool were to beat Man City tomorrow, Villa have got a game in hand on everybody else. That's their problem. But next few fixtures for Villa look like this. Just had 3 home games, so I'd imagine they've got a few away games that might be problematic now. Crystal Palace away on Tuesday. Cardiff in the Cup. Club Brugge away. Brentford away. Club Brugge at home. So, yeah, Brentford and Palace away might be quite difficult for them, but they've given themselves a shout. They've given themselves a chance. And appreciate that. Right, I'm on the United stand at 8 o'clock. So I'll see you over there. Lots to talk about. And thanks everyone for tuning in as always. Make sure you subscribe. And if you want to tune in at 8 o'clock, that would be great. Take care.